Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I really want to know where you are watching this particular video from right now. Because today in this country, we had 3 events. We had the men's conference at Carnival. So let me know whether you are part of it. We had the National Prayer Day at Nyayo Stadium. And also there are those who are sharing love with their loved ones, the Valentine's Day. Let me know where you are watching the video from. But one thing is clear, that Kenya Kwanza is actually in panic. Kenyans are no longer attending their rallies like they used to do before. Last weekend, they were in Nakuru, and what we saw were just buses and buses ferrying people to Nakuru. The truth of the matter is that without those ferried people, the stadium would have been empty. And then William Ruto used that same platform to invite Kenyans to Nyayo Stadium for National Prayer Rally, which they wanted to pray for rains in this country. But again, from the look of things, Kenyans boycotted that event. The stadium was empty. Why do you think Kenyans are boycotting William Ruto's rallies? In this video, I want to give you the main reasons why Kenyans are tired with William Ruto. And unless William Ruto will do something, he's going to be shocked. Because if you've been following William Ruto's politics from the day he fell out with Uhuru Kenyatta, or from the day he began his campaigns in 2018, his rallies were well attended. Why not now? Before you do all those, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is now. Let us get back to the main issue. And by the way, there is this video where one of the preachers at Nyayo Stadium collapsed when they were just attacking Raila Odinga. I don't know whether you came across that video, because I'm not editing this video. I'm not going to share the clip here, but it will be on my Facebook page, so you can check it there. Why do you think Ruto is holding these national prayer rallies in the first place? Because since William Ruto was elected, every weekend he's been attending prayer rallies. And was it on Saturday or Sunday when they were in Nakuru, someone asked me whether Rigathi Gachagua has other jobs other than following William Ruto. But that's not the subject for today. Why do you think William Ruto is organizing these national prayer rallies? For me, he's doing this for 4 reasons, because I want to give you why Kenyans are now tired with these rallies. Number one, William Ruto is using these prayer rallies for politics. You know, before Raila Odinga began his anti-government rallies, William Ruto used to organize these rallies in the form of Thanksgiving. Then they would convert them into political rallies. They would attack Raila, they would attack Uhuru. But you know, since they are kind of organized under church, it was very difficult to counter them. But the truth is, William Ruto is using these prayer rallies to continue with his 2027 political schemes. William Ruto managed to win the support of the church, and he intends to continue like that. Although I'm seeing certain church leaders are already against that move. Like, for example, I was reading one of the church members. Let me just see if I can get it. One of the church members called Reverend Canon Sami Wainaina is saying the ongoing prayer rallies are not genuine. They are political meetings disguised as prayer meetings. Unfortunately, the church has been hoodwinked. Pastors and bishops are political brokers on hire by the political class. They are on their payroll. A very sad state of church. The salt has lost its taste, and the light it brightens. Now that's Sami Wainaina. But the thing is, William Ruto is using these church rallies for his politics. Number two, he's also using these rallies to rally Kenyans against Raila and against Uhuru. Because Raila Odinga is telling Kenyans that, okay, the government is increasing taxes, but William Ruto is telling them, those guys don't believe in church, so don't listen to them. So basically, he's using the church to try to rally the church against Raila and Uhuru. And again, since the church has always been in this country the voice of the voiceless, by appearing to be siding with the church, it means he's silencing them. So that today in this country, even if something is happening, no single church can actually come out to speak. And let me just play for you this clip of a part of the sermon so that you can understand how William Ruto has successfully managed to capture the church. Just listen a bit.
Our country needs peace. We need unity. Everybody has a right to demonstrate, including myself, if I'm unhappy, because it is constitutional. But Kenyans now don't have food. The land is dry. Do we need to go to the streets, or do we need to go to the farms to grow food? Do we need to continue to use young people that do not have jobs, or do we need to create jobs for them? I like what the scripture says. Nimrod called the people together. Your Excellency, we are all behind you. Even those that don't look like they are behind you. Kenya is behind you because you are our president, and we cannot have two presidents. I want to say, as a prophet of God, in this land, no weapon that is formed against this land shall prosper. Every voice of a man that rises up against what God has done, we as the people of God condemn. We condemn the voices of division. We condemn the voices of them that are not satisfied with our systems. We are...
Now, let me ask you, from that pastor alone, do you think he can stand for the voiceless Kenyans? So basically, William Ruto has managed to capture the church. That's what he has done. And that's why he's attending these rallies. Because you look at it from this perspective, we have a president of a republic who attended a church service on Sunday. He attended a church service again on a Tuesday, National Prayer Day. In the course of the week, you'll be attending a church in the name of praying for the country, which is not bad. Prayers are good, but you can't pray just for rains, because the meteorological department has told you that rains will be coming in the next 2 weeks. Then you organize a rally, and then you want to pray for the rains. Then in 2 weeks' time, which the meteorological department has predicted, rains will come, and then you take credit for that. That is conmanship in church. But let us not get there. Why are Kenyans now boycotting William Ruto's church services? Number one, there is panic. Kenya Kwanza supporters are tired. Kenya Kwanza started supporting Ruto in 2018, after the last election, after the 2017 election. So they started immediately. So they've been following the prayer meetings, attending prayer rallies for the last now 6 years. Even if you are a human being, you get tired. So most of these people are now experiencing fatigue. They are experiencing fatigue. And that marks the difference between William Ruto's rallies and Raila Odinga's rallies. Raila Odinga supporters are attending rallies. Why? Because they feel they were robbed and they want to show solidarity. But for William Ruto supporters, they feel that they've attended enough of those rallies. They've given him the vote. He's now the president. He's now supposed to do for them what he promised them, not them attending rallies. So they expect jobs, because you promised us jobs. What we expect is jobs. You promise to lower cost of living. What we expect is lower cost of living, not the prayer. So that's why these guys are boycotting. Number two, the state of economy. You know, if there's one thing which is going to really frustrate William Ruto, is the cost of living and the state of economy in this country. William Ruto made a promise to his supporters that nikiweka tu Biblia chini, cost of funga will go down. So those who are supporting him would attend his rallies in numbers. They would attend his prayer rallies in the hope that William Ruto is going to become the president, and immediately he becomes the president, then the cost of unga was going to go down, the cost of basic commodities were going to go down. The fact is, most of the cost of commodities in these countries have gone up. So which means these guys really don't see why they should continue listening to this guy. So Ruto is a smart politician. I know there's a way he will be able to twist things, but the state of economy is going to affect him in a big way. Kenyans are not going to attend his rallies because there's nothing, they have nothing in their pockets. But again, they will be attending Raila Odinga's rallies because that's where they'll be seeing hope. And that marks the difference between campaigning when you are an incumbent and campaigning as an outsider. Like right now, Raila will be campaigning as an outsider. If Raila Odinga had campaigned as an outsider, probably William Ruto would have found it very difficult to do whatever he did. Number three, Kenya Kwanza failure. You know, Kenya Kwanza has failed already. That's a fact. And Kenya Kwanza, just like any other government, will have its failures. Why? Because William Ruto promised Kenyans a lot. He's not achieving a lot. So these guys are saying, you ask for government, we give you government. You are not doing anything with it. We don't need those rallies. What we need now is for you to work for us. But William Ruto is telling them, I need the rallies to counter Raila. I need the rallies to rally you guys around against Raila. I need the rallies to manage the church. The fact is, Kenya Kwanza as a government has failed. And that failure is manifesting itself. And those who supported it are now no longer interested in it. Number 4, in my view, I think there is also a tired narrative. You know, William Ruto has been talking about or against Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Odinga for 5 years after the campaign. I mean, before the campaigns. After campaigns, when you expected him to now start working, he's still blaming these guys. He's blaming Raila, he's blaming Uhuru, he's blaming everybody, while there are certain things he promised to do within some certain time frame. And you see, these messages has been consistent for 5 years. So if you've been listening to Ruto for 5 good years, accusing Raila, blaming Raila, now he's the president, he's still abusing Raila, blaming Uhuru, and is the president. What do you do as a Kenyan? So you just get tired. Because Raila and Uhuru are no longer in power. You are in power. And lastly, I think there's also a kind of failed leadership, which is manifesting itself. And Kenyans were like, okay, now you want us to pray for rains, okay? And if you follow that thread on Twitter, I mean, it's actually trending. If you follow the Twitter hashtag, which is currently trending of Mama Rachel, which is number 1, you'll really laugh at what Kenyans. Someone has a message to Rachel Ruto and her prayer links. Yeah, you see this one here. This thing is saying you can pray all you want, but eventually David had to pick up a stone and act against Goliath. So basically, they are reminding Ruto that at the end of the day, they will need to do something. Someone is also saying here that First Lady Rachel on her knees praying for rain and economic recovery at Nyayo Stadium. If I speak, I will be in trouble. But let me just say, pray all you want, wail, scream, speak in strange languages, but in the end, proper management policies will solve our problem. So basically, Kenyans are already tired with every other thing these guys are doing, and therefore they are not willing to attend the rallies. Thank you guys. And someone is saying here, let me just echoing what I just said. Meteorology department study showing rains expected in 2 weeks. Now Ruto is at Nyayo Stadium praying for rain. You will see UD and KK bloggers linking the prayer to rain that is forecasted by the meteorology department. A bunch of empty debate. Somebody saying that while Kenya Kwanza, led by Nabii Mpenda Maombi, is asking God to drop manna from heaven to feed Kenyans facing drought and hunger at Nyayo Stadium. Yeah, okay, I don't want to mention the name, but the group are bombing Garissa. 3 police have died instantly. Rachel should divert her prayer to praying, divert her to praying for security. Sasa, you know, Kenyans are actually tired with the drama. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Thank you, and may you have a good day. Bye bye.